Hello, everybody. It's Tracy Lewin and
Peter Murray. Good morning, Tracy.
good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
I am fine. I'm enjoying the wonderful, exciting world of Bitcoin.
It has been an incredible week. I mean, that has been completely and totally action-packed, and adrenaline has been flowing like crazy.
Yeah, it's really been. There's been a lot in the news, but I think the big news is, the prices. The prices have been going up, and now the prices are going down a little bit again.
Absolutely. So what are the factors that actually are affecting these prices?
I think there's a lot of factors. I think we had some Chinese buying coming in a little while ago. I think that it dried up a little bit. I think there's more certainty in the economic markets now. It looks like the markets are telling us that Brexit is not going to happen. I think it looks to me, if I look at the markets, that the markets are in unison that the UK are going to remain in the European Union. I think, and it's a big sigh of relief for the markets. But the vote is taking place today, so anything could still happen. But I think that is a big thing. And I also think there was a news report in the USA that regulators are going to give much more scrutiny to Bitcoin, and they actually see it as a threat to the financial system. They're finally waking up to the fact that Bitcoin might disrupt the financial system. So I think not a lot of people that hold Bitcoin are a bit nervous about that. So we'll see how that pans out. And then obviously, this whole thing about the DAO and this hack and everything that happened is just in creating more uncertainty around cryptocurrencies. And I think a lot of people, frankly, have taken some profits and moved it elsewhere, maybe to gold and silver or other type investments. So I think that is the main reasons at the moment.
Well, that's incredible. But anyway, when will the voting be in, or when will the numbers be counted for the Brexit?
They're counting at overnight. The polls close at 10 o'clock UK time, and then they will start counting the votes.
Okay.
So we'll know by tomorrow morning what has happened. Incredible,
so quickly.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so we look forward to see that result in the morning. But
that's going to be very interesting to see what actually happens. But my prediction is that Britain will stay in the European Union.
Yes, it's actually, I've been watching some people, post, are you in, are you out? And it's quite interesting to see that it seems to be pretty, what I was looking at, pretty equal. But, who knows, eh? Nobody really knows when you go and do your vote. It's private too.
I think a lot of the out people are more vocal. They get their opinion out there, especially on social media and stuff, to rally the troops. But I think ultimately, I'll just look at what the markets are telling me.
Yes.
And it looks to me that the markets are accepting the fact that Britain's going to stay. And I've always said, if you really want to know something, look at the gamblers. The bookies are saying there's an 82% chance of Britain not leaving the European Union.
Incredible.
And I won't bet against the bookies.
No, that's for sure.
I always say, Tracy, the difference, what the difference is between a gambler and the people, and a mathematician.
Yes.
If you take a coin and you shoot it in the air 1,000 times, and it falls on the heads 999 times, your statistics guys will tell you that the chance of the coin falling on tails or heads the next time is 50-50, regardless of what happened in the past. The gambler will tell you, look, I don't care what the statistics guys say, that coin is not straight.
Yes, of course. So we go with the gamblers.
We go with the gamblers.
Well, we'll see tomorrow. Okay, this is also another, there was also some drama with one of the largest Bitcoin exchanges in the States. Bitfinex outage causes temporary Bitcoin US dollar price plunge. So they had a bit of a problem there. I
haven't seen any other news on it. It's what they call a flash crash. you know, the people started panicking and selling, and I think that might have a negative impact still. I didn't mention that as a factor, but I think, you know, people are very nervous about exchanges. There is a checkered history now of hacking and exchanges losing money. So every time something happened, then exchange, people empty their wallets.
Yes.
And they go somewhere else, and maybe people are selling some of those coins and taking profits after this nice uprun. And sorry, they're just looking for reasons to do that.
Okay, which leads us on to the other story that you did mention in terms of pricing. You know, we had this hacking of the DAO on the weekend. Well, Friday. Was it Friday, Peter? I mean, there's just been so much action that the days are flowing into each other.
Well, this whole DAO thing to me is like a circus. These are a bunch of clowns, a total bunch of clowns. Firstly, you had this hacker coming in. Where else can you go steal $50 million and nobody calls the police?
Yes.
And now there's the Slockit, or the guys that actually invented the DAO, has now what they launched a white hat counterattack on these guys and whatever. Now you tell me, Tracy, if you were sitting outside of this clown show, and also it seems to be the other hackers now coming in stealing more money. So it doesn't stop. And if you're outside business person and people have been trying to convince you to use the Ethereum blockchain and write business apps, you know, applications for your business, and you're looking at this clown show here, are you going to invest time and money into this?
Absolutely never. Never.
Who wants to even try to figure out what is going on here? Business hate uncertainty, and the only thing, and with this in total uncertainty, and despite the fact that the Ethereum people are now jumping up and down and hailing the leadership of this so-called Ethereum Foundation, all I see is chaos, no leadership. And in actual fact is the fact that if people are even talking about leadership, just you know, to me stabs the whole thing in the back, because the whole thing was supposed to be built on mathematics, not on leadership. So this is, to me, I don't know. Lots of things would have to happen for me before I would be interested in developing anything or investing in anything close to Ethereum again.
Yes. So, I mean, the thing is, you know, is the DAO bankrupt? I mean, is it the same as what happened with Mt. Gox when they went bankrupt? I mean, so if you know, we're talking now about these hard forks, and you know, so investors, if they lose some money, all they can do is call up these guys and say, "Can we please have a hard fork and get my money back?"
I lost money in an Ethereum casino. Can you please reverse all the transactions?
Yes. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. It's a clown show, and business don't like clowns. I mean, circus has never been a good investment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, we're still watching this space to see what happens, and yeah, and it'll definitely come up in the news in the next couple of weeks.
It's going to be interesting.
So there's been a lot of news about PayPal. You know, first PayPal not getting their license renewed in Turkey. There were some other issues as well, and here is quite an interesting story. Coinbase, which is also a very large exchange in the States, they are integrating PayPal to broaden the reach, but it is only to the USA cash out people, because, you know, there are some issues around PayPal because of either the service charge or the chargebacks that can happen through PayPal. So this is an interesting move.
Well, PayPal has 140 million customers. So you know, it's a big move if they start being involved in Bitcoin. It's a big customer base coming in, and you'll see all the financial firms and all these money transfer firms, everyone will start integrating Bitcoin over time.
Yes.
It's just more and more institutional and consumer adoption happening. The same trend just carrying on. Excellent. So yeah, that's bullish news for Bitcoin.
You know, and gee whiz, you know, this whole story about Craig Wright, which broke a couple of weeks ago, you know, Craig Wright in Australia saying that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, and then he wasn't able to prove it. Now he's starting to he's filed 50 plus blockchain patents in the UK. So interesting move. In fact, why didn't he do it earlier if it was his?
Well, I'm not sure what his story is, but I saw somebody say fake Satoshi are not trying to, corner the patent market or something like that.
Mm.
You know what? Another clown.
Well,
What can I say?
well, it's certainly interesting watching them, though, Peter. Hey, you have to say that.
Well, they make us laugh. That's why I call them clowns. I mean, no, it is so interesting. I think, the fact is everything this guy does will also attract scrutiny now. Whether
Mm,
he's Satoshi or not, we'll probably never know. But yeah, it's interesting how this whole thing plays out. And now he's got all kinds of Bitcoin patents that is filing. He probably will make a lot of money with them. I'm not sure what those patents are for,
mm,
but he's probably thought about it, and it's something that companies will use.
yeah, absolutely. We watched that space too. Now, this is interesting because, there is such a huge unbanked percentage of people in the world. And it turns out that in Jamaica or in the Caribbean, there's about 50% of Caribbeans that have no banking access.